I just picked up some glow-in-the-dark vinyl and I'm so excited to use it. I've got a flashlight here. We're just going to charge up the vinyl a little. Apparently you need to put light against the vinyl, and then when we turn off the lights, it should be glowing. So let's test this out. Okay, I just turned off the lights, except the flashlight, and let's watch this glow. Oh, this is so cool. This is going to look so good on a shirt. Let's go test it out. If you're new here, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow we are taking our kids camping, and I thought it'd be so much fun to make them glow-in-the-dark shirts. They can wear them around the campfire and I won't be able to lose them. If you want to make a glow-in-the-dark shirt as well, you will need some glow-in-the-dark heat transfer vinyl, and you can use some regular vinyl as well to mix it up a little. You also need a heat press or a Cricut Easy Press, and of course you're going to need your Cricut cutting machine. Let's head over to the computer and get our designs ready. Here in Cricut Design Space, I have created 3 different designs, one for each of my kids. So what I did was I just combined some images that I had saved and some text and used some different fonts, and I came up with these designs. If you're interested in any of the fonts I used, I will leave those listed down below in the description. So my first design here is for my son, and we are going to do the entire image in glow-in-the-dark vinyl. And our second image here, we are going to be using regular vinyl for the text and the trees, but for the moon, stars, and the fireplace, we will be doing the glow-in-the-dark vinyl. And for our third image here, all the stars will be glow-in-the-dark, but we will be doing the text in glitter vinyl. But let's get a better idea of what our images will look like on a dark shirt. So instead of inserting a template, I want to change the color of the background of my screen. So to do that, we can go down to the bottom right and you're going to click blank canvas, and then go up to the top and it says color, and we're just going to change that to black. Now we can still see all our grid lines here, so if we go in between the 2 rulers here at the top, just click that little square and we can remove our grid lines. And doesn't this look amazing? I think the glow-in-the-dark vinyl is really going to stand out on these shirts. Now let's go over to Make It at the top right, and we've got a large project here, and here are all the mats we're going to need. Now the first thing we're going to have to remember is to mirror all our mats so we don't get our words appearing backwards on all our shirts. So below each mat, click the mirror button. Now I also like to go through each mat just to make sure everything is spaced properly. So this is cutting out as one image. There's not much we can change here. The fire looks good. Now on our glow-in-the-dark mat, we have a bunch of different images on this page. So I have the one big image for my son's shirt, which is all attached, but now I have all these other stars, moon, and fire for the other shirts I'm making. So I'm just going to move them over slightly so I have space to cut in between these designs and they're not too close together. My green page looks good. Now the pink one, the words summer and night are very close together, and it's going to be hard to cut in between these 2 pieces, so I'm just going to scooch summer over just a little bit so I can cut in between both pieces. And I'm just going to go back to my first mat, so it cuts out this image first, and this is actually the image we are doing in the glitter. So we're going to press continue. Let's press browse all materials, and I'm just going to type in glitter at the top, and we'll find our glitter iron-on. There it is. Done. And we can go ahead and cut out our glitter. But once our glitter image is cut out, we're going to have to go back and change our setting to iron-on, as all our other pages will be done in just regular iron-on. When placing your heat transfer vinyl on the mat, always remember to place the shiny side facing down. Your design will take a few minutes to cut out, but I'm not going to bore you with that, so this is in fast mode. Now for our glow-in-the-dark vinyl, both sides look shiny. It's super white and shiny on one side, and the other side is more of an off-white color. So for this heat transfer vinyl, we're going to be putting the off-white side facing down on our mat. This is an exception to our rule, as the shiny side is up in this situation. I enjoy weeding heat transfer vinyl. I find it very relaxing and I find it easier to weed than sticker vinyl. Our glow-in-the-dark heat transfer vinyl is just as easy to weed as the regular iron-on, which I'm very happy about. I was also able to cut the glow-in-the-dark vinyl on the same settings on my Cricut Maker as I do with regular iron-on, which was great, so I didn't have to change the settings for that. I finished weeding all our designs, so now it's time to prep our shirts. I've turned my heat press on and it is warming up. The first thing we'll need to do is use a lint roller over our shirts, and then we'll quickly press them to get any moisture out of our shirts. I folded my shirt in half, lining up the seams, and gave it a press so I know exactly where the center is. Now I'm also folding my design in half to find the center so I can line the design up straight on the shirt. Now this glow-in-the-dark heat transfer vinyl is from Siser, and it gets pressed at the same temperature as regular HTV. So that means we are going to be pressing at 150 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 seconds at medium pressure. And you can do a cold or hot peel. Now if you don't have a heat press and you're using a Cricut Easy Press, Siser recommends that you add an additional 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So for our glow-in-the-dark HTV, I have set my heat press to 305 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius. But if you're pressing with your Easy Press, you'll need to press at 335 degrees Fahrenheit. For our next shirt, we are working with a bunch of different layers. So first I'm going to line up our different pieces so I don't put our first layer on the shirt too high or too low. The trees are the first piece I'm going to press down. So once I have that where I want, I'm going to remove the other pieces and just press the trees. Because this shirt will be pressed multiple times, we are only going to press each layer for half the recommended time. And on our final press, we will do a full press. Once our trees are pressed, I'm going to add the fire. I'm going to cut some of the carrying sheet back so I don't overlap my trees. Now you don't have to do this, but sometimes your carrying sheet can make slight indents on your previously pressed layers. So when I can, I just like to cut it back a little. Sometimes it's not possible to do this, and that's why we only do half presses when layering. Now I'm just lining up the other pieces to make sure they will be in the correct spot. We can't press our glow-in-the-dark layer at the same time as the fireplace because they overlap, but we can press the word summer at the same time. Now the carrying sheet on this word summer is not sticking so well, and I'm afraid it might move when I carry my shirt over to my heat press. So I'm just going to use some heat transfer tape to hold it in place. Now let's add our last two pieces. We just need to make sure they are not overlapping before we press. Our shirt is looking so great, but I forgot to add some stars. So I'm going to go back and add these stars and give it a final press. Let's finish up our last shirt. First, I'm going to do the glitter HTV and press it, and then we will add the stars and give it a final press. Then we can test our shirts to see how well they turned out. Okay, let's test these shirts out. I'm so excited. Ready? 1, 2, 3. This is so cool. Let's try the next one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Are you ready for our final shirt? Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is so amazing. Let me know what you think in the comments. I had a lot of fun making these shirts today, and the best part is my kids love them. Let me know in the comments what your favorite shirt was, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in crafting and Cricut tutorials, don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. I'd love to see your Cricut projects, so feel free to join me over on Facebook, and happy crafting.